When I think about it, I don't really know his catalogue like that. I just know Usher and maybe like his big, like I think I know more of his EDM. Did he have an EDM phase?
Yes.
Because why am I saying that so confidently?
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, but you know when people are like, oh my gosh, Usher! Like, I feel like...
Nah, that was called Usher longevity. I gotta give it up to him.
No, there's no argument about that. But I feel like that whole,
Bruh.
the whole Usher craze, I feel like the only reason why
These are my confessions.
Yeah. I know these things because people are always saying it, like people are always like referencing it, but I don't think I've ever sat down to listen to such, to be frank. Or maybe I've heard it in the radio.
List the songs list 5 songs that you know from Usher.
None comes to mind right now. When I hear it, I'll know like this is Usher. Baby burn, make it burn, make it burn. No flame. See what I'm talking about? Yeah, exactly. So I did that one.
His biggest one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But this I said when they play, I know them. But that's what I'm saying. Usher's not the kind. I don't know. I just have never really sat down to listen to his music.
My Boo back with Alicia Keys.
Huh?
My Boo with Alicia Keys.
My Boo. Is that the song?
Yeah, you got the right tune.
I know Usher's music. I know he's a big star, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like that whole frenzy. The only reason why I'm aware of it is because people speak about it so much. Not necessarily in a bad way, but people speak about it so much, and that's why I know that Usher is big.
Not that's because, how you know.
Yeah.
The fact that what's called things like you were like I don't know, you may not even been born, or you just been born.
Yeah.
And you know it now. Just tell us.
Yeah.
So other than Usher, who would you say has longevity? Because I was watching this video, right? People were talking about Justin Timberlake's longevity.
Okay. So before we get into all of this, let's just introduce the episodes. Then we'll now get into longevity. Okay. So everybody should do what makes them happy at the end of the day, and make sure that you yourself are not a criminal.
Taking it for someone like me, like for when I was young, I didn't really understand or connect with the Nigerian culture.
Hi guys, it's Clinton Ogaoflondon here, and I'm here with
Whitney.
And this is Puffpuffandteapodcast. You may have already heard, we've already got straight into the conversation. So let's just get back into it and allow things to naturally flow as they always do, right here on Puffpuffandteapodcast. But hold up, before we get into the conversation, before you get any more of the tea, we have to spill over here. Before you get any more of the puff, we have to feed you over here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you share. Those of you that are listening to us on Spotify, AfriPods, Apple Podcasts, make sure you're following, make sure you're liking, make sure you're sharing. Do the needful. Yes. This Puff and Tea community, it has to grow. Don't take in this wisdom on its own. Don't take in this wisdom on your own, okay? Share it. Don't you want the people around you to be smart the way you're smart? Okay, don't you want them to receive the knowledge you're receiving the way you are receiving the knowledge?
Gain wisdom.
Exactly. So, in order for you to reduce the nonsense that can come into your life, filter out the rubbish that can come into your life, allow us be that filter for the people, okay? Introduce them to us so that all of you will share in this wisdom. So, yes, again, do the needful. And with that, we can get into today's conversation. So what are we talking about, Whitney?
Longevity.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Usher and his longevity. That led me to remembering a video I was watching about Justin Timberlake and his longevity from NSYNC to, I guess, the Justin that we know now.
Yeah.
Which not gonna lie, it has been long. Has there been some ups and downs? Yeah. Yes. But there has been longevity. Right now he's going into I don't know, let's say he's a legacy act right now. Maybe not, but like right now what I can say he's people will know him. People will know him. He has songs. There's songs that people remember. Like people hope. I think he's someone that people will also remember in the future.
Yeah.
He has songs like that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. So he does have longevity. Would I say him and Usher same wavelength? No. Sorry.
Why?
Because Usher started when he was like a kid. You think about it.
And Justin, when did he start?
Wasn't it TV? Oh, wait, no, you're right. Because he did Disney.
Yeah, that's what came to my mind right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're almost in the same league in my opinion.
I think that Usher had the bigger hits and what's called the classic, because people can literally go to an album, go to Confessions, or even go to maybe another one and say that was the album.
Okay.
I'm not sure Justin Timberlake has had that Suit and Tie that was very successful.
Yeah. But yeah, considering that was actually a bit further into his career than Usher and Confessions in his career. It was a bit earlier on. So yeah, you're correct in that sense.
And I think like the ones before, like the ones where he was with Timberland, he was still experimenting and figuring out what was popular and figuring out new sounds. So he was making great singles. I'm not sure about if the albums were like, you know, there.
Yeah. The only thing with Justin is that anybody that can leave a black woman out to hang, I'm a bit, mindful of. So I reserve my comments when it comes to him.
Good? I can say the longevity, but
there's no
career. Maybe I would say is different between him and him.
Yeah, I would say maybe I don't think we don't know this man.
Yeah,
but based off of what we have seen in terms of personal life and personal decisions, I may not necessarily agree with your approach to everything. But catalog, there's no argument. You probably have a solid catalog, and your fans are probably out there loving you. Good for you. Congratulations on that. But yet again, anybody that leaves a black woman out to dry.
Dude, just even before that, the way he was with Britney.
I heard about it, but I don't think I was really aware of that.
Yeah, because I wasn't really a part of that era because I didn't even know where I was.
Yeah, I can't.
But like, what's it called? I was looking at the histories, and even before people like brought it back, I was like, when I first saw that interview, now we're just like, bro, you ain't defending her, you ain't supporting her, you're kind of like, pushing her out there to the.
What was the narrative when it came to her?
They were talking about her virginity.
Yeah,
and he was like being coy about it, or whether he took it or not. And I was just like, even if you're trying to be funny, that was not it.
But that's the thing there. When you see like trends like this around a particular person, it calls into question your character, in my opinion. Like, okay, you had this situation, you had the Janet Jackson situation, both of these women, and it seems as if you use them to your own advantage. And once it stops working to your advantage, you leave them out to dry. And you cannot tell me that it's just a coincidence that both of these situations involve the same person. So I don't know. I just feel once I see signs, I accept the signs and I decide whether I want to take on those signs or not.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
No, honestly, as I'm even talking about him, I'm uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm actually uncomfortable.
But also, can we continue with longevity? Another thing that I saw recently on the news is like the two the two female rap artists currently that have like I think 100 million streams are Doja Cat and Nicki Minaj. And when I saw that, I was looking at the comments, I was just like, bruh, wasn't it like aren't people the same people that are doing a whole what is the word? They're trying to get her kicked out of the USA, deport her. They're doing a whole thing and that stuff. And when I saw this thing and I just saw the comments and I was just like, when I saw that I was just like, man, I know that people say the barbs are powerful, but when I see stuff like this, I'm like, whoa. But because you even think about how long it took when she last released that album, and the fact that even if we look at 2025 with all the drama that she's got, all the beefs that's happened, all the situations, the fact that how many, not even one, but like I think 2 or 3 of her songs, old songs went viral again. And then you see in 25, like in the beginning, like she's like her and Doja Cat are like had the most. I'm not sure if it was stream or followers, one of them most streams. I'm just like, and it was like, was it 2 years ago when we last heard her album? So I'm just like, bro. Sometimes you just gotta appreciate. You just gotta be like, bro. I can't even deny.
No, but like I think I've spoken about this before on this podcast, but if I haven't, I'll repeat it. And is that when it comes to certain artists here, their personal life aside, it is undeniable the talent that these artists have. And because of that talent rides for them for the test of times. So yes, you may not agree with people's decisions on things, but you cannot deny the talent that some of these artists have. And because of that, yet again, their catalog will supersede them. Even beyond their lifetime, it will supersede them. So yeah, it's not shocking that, this person has is still racking up these stats because the talent is undeniable. There's a reason she has had the impact she has had. There's a reason she, took up the position she took in the time that she took up that position where it felt like there was a drought when it came to female rappers. There's a reason. These things don't just happen by coincidence. And time will always tell, and time is telling that her talent is undeniable. Because how many other people have come and, they haven't matched up. It's just as simple as that. But time will tell if they can even approach matching up. But this woman has been in the game for time before other people even started popping off within the same category, and still maintains relevance and still is able to release music that connects with the crowd, connects with the audience, because the talent is just undeniable. Like it's, and even comes into a conversation about, you know, even all these artists that have been charged with maybe some heinous crimes and all that. When some people feel guilty because like the crime is so bad, but the music, you cannot deny the fact that you have made classics. And like, you know, I know we don't like to mention this man's name, but the first that comes to my mind is R. Kelly.
I knew.
Like, it's just like, I'm honestly, yes, again, there's another artist where I wouldn't say that I used to sit down and listen to him, but you cannot deny the fact of the impact that he has had.
I'm music. Not gonna lie, I was taking a walk one day and I was just like, you know, allowing my YouTube just to like pick random songs. Yeah. And then what's it called? R. Kelly Saved. I started listening to it. I was like, bruh. No. This guy, his vocals, like, you can really feel like you're in church. Yeah. And I just kept playing it over and over again. I was just like, wow. Yeah. I can't even deny how him just singing the song is just making me feel, you know, spiritually and all that stuff. Yeah. And as you said, like, just because you listen to the artist doesn't mean that you're condoling.
I didn't say that. I said that I know people feel guilty. And I'm not telling you not to feel guilty, okay? I'm not telling you anything. I'm just saying I'm aware that people are feeling guilty. That's all.
But I truly believe that you can separate the art from the artist. I agree with that.
I don't know how I feel about that yet.
Because if we do, that means we wouldn't be able to listen to a lot of artists. Because like but that's my opinion. That's how I feel. I feel like you can separate the art, because the reason why I said we can separate the art from the artist, because if we're going by this person did a bad thing, therefore we can't listen to them. Where's the line drawn on what is bad? Yeah. Because we can say so are you saying because this person went to prison? Because how many rappers have gone to prison, or even or not even rappers, just singers in general, who have gone to prison for stuff from robbery to assault to I'm not saying all these things are good and all that stuff, but we're still supporting them. We're still going to their concert. We're still saying their lyrics word from word. Like, bro, like ex-Tashion, he was his ex-girlfriend accused him of domestic violence, yet we were streaming his albums and his singles.
It's not necessarily we, but
you know what I mean. So I'm just like, that's the reason why I said we can separate, because if we're going by the whole we shouldn't listen to this artist because they've done a bad thing. It's difficult, because where do we draw the line on what is okay and what is not?
Honestly, I didn't even think of it that in depthly, and now that you mentioned it, that is completely true what you're saying. But I do feel like maybe some people's reasoning behind being mindful the kind of artists they invest in is that exactly that. As they're listening to their music, they're investing in these people. So do you want to be helping somebody that may have committed such, you know, heinous crimes in, you know,
that's
increasing their finance?
By not investing in them. Investing in their music.
But we know that they make their profits or their gains by people engaging, by people listening, that kind of thing.
People going to their concerts, because a majority of it is going to the label.
Yeah, but still, it all comes back to them. By people listening to their music, they're probably making money off of it, things like that. So I think that is people's reasoning behind supporting artists that they may not necessarily agree with their behavior outside of the music.
Like you mentioned R. Kelly. R. Kelly doesn't own any of his singles.
Not everybody would think of that when they think of him. What they're thinking of is that, oh, I'm listening to this music. That is a show of support to that man.
They're clearly not doing research. You're just making an assumption.
But it's not everybody that's, you know, as detailed as you. That's just the reality of things.
This was like no knowledge, because the guy couldn't read.
I've heard about it, but I would not be shocked if a lot of people do not know that information, and they're just moving off of the assumption that, oh yeah, once I listen to an artist's music, that means I'm supporting them. I'm putting money in their pockets, and I may not want to do that for everybody. So I'm just saying.
I hear what you're saying, but I feel like the people that say it
may be feeling guilty.
But the reason why
certain people's music.
I understand what you're saying, but my opinion is a lot of the people say it end up being hypocrites, because then when we look at their list or their support or the people they're supporting, they've done bad things. It might not be equally as bad, but it's bad. So that's why I say, where do we draw the line?
Yeah.
that's why I say my best thing is separating them.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true because they basically say nobody's really clean at the end of the day.
Exactly.
And nobody is perfect. But I don't know. I've just made the decision personally for myself. I just try my best not to follow the bandwagon.
Like Ariana Grande licked a donut in a donut shop. Someone could have, didn't tell anybody. Someone could have taken that donut, eaten it. Who knows what harm they could have.
And there are probably people that have made the decision not to listen to her because of that, and that's fine.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, where do we draw the line?
That's what I would say is a personal thing. I try my best to make a personal decision as to what I listen to and what I don't listen to, and I try not to make that decision based off of what other people are doing. So everybody should do what makes them happy at the end of the day, and make sure that you yourself are not a criminal.
Yeah, it's very controversial, but I think that we are all criminals in one way.
I'm not. I'm not a criminal. In what way can you call me a criminal? I'm not. I'm innocent. But according to the law, I'm innocent. Maybe in Jesus' eyes, I have committed a few sins here and there, but in the law, under statutory law, under all the kind of law, I'm innocent.
So I can't even say it because we're like, Then
don't say anything that's going to incriminate me. I'm literally thinking. Because
so.
I don't know what you're thinking of.
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
I always drive. Waiting about Whitney. I don't commit no crime.
I was going to say silent on that. But what's it called? This whole artist explain the art from the artist. It made me think of something because I wanted to talk about like previously in like previous podcasts, but we just haven't had the time. And it was the whole, Nicki Minaj doing the whole speaking to Charlie Kirk's wife and all that stuff.
Okay.
By the way, the jokes are just hilarious when people say what's called. How long does this woman? When people are like, how long has this woman mourned for?
Yeah.
People everyone. People mourn in different ways. Okay, let's just leave it there with that. But your jokes are hilarious. But yeah, the whole Nicki thing, right? It's not even Nicki. To be honest, the Nicki thing just led to a bigger thought process in my head and all that stuff. And it was like how it started off with like people making declarations on how they're no longer a barb and all that stuff because of her politics. And then what really like stood out was when they they're still doing it, when they did the whole what is the word that I still cannot remember, that list for the deportation. What is that thing called?
I don't know, because I ain't getting deported.
No, what's the thing they called? That thing that
I don't know.
Oh, forgot it. It's gonna piss me off, and cause I'm gonna like remember it probably after this whole thing. But yeah, that what's it called? That list that's going around for people to sign for her to get deported. Petition. Thank you. That petition for her to get deported and that stuff.
Yeah.
But when I saw that thing, it was just like I wouldn't say piss me off and that stuff. It was just like it just gave me an ick because I'm just like, you people say that what a certain party are doing is wrong, which is deporting people, and yet you're here saying let's deport this person. So I'm just like, you guys confuse me because what is your side on? People are seeming very selective. You guys are saying that, and you guys are saying, oh, we shouldn't deport immigrants, or that the process shouldn't be like the way that it's happening and that stuff. But you guys are here making petitions for someone who, I'm not even sure if she has a USC work visa or anything like that, but probably has legal rights to be able to stay and work in this country. And people are saying let's deport her because she doesn't agree with your political opinions. That's the reason why people want to deport someone. To be honest, that is hilarious given the fact that isn't the whole point of America freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of choice. So if this big America, this great America, this America for the land and for the people, if it's a land filled with people with different opinions, different political thoughts, and people are saying that what makes us so great is that we can have all these people with these different opinions and can still come together and be this great country, and yet because someone doesn't agree with your opinion, your thought process is let's deport them. And also with this thought also came again with the Ashley Tisdale situation. because a lot of people were saying, oh, the reason why she left that she was outed from her mom group is because she's MAGA. And I was like, bro, number one, this woman has not said that she's MAGA. And number two, the reason why you're saying that she's MAGA is because when Charlie Kirk died, she said that it's sad. She basically summarized. She was basically just highlighting that no one should die because of their political opinion. How does that make someone automatically MAGA? Especially when the person hasn't even said what they are. And then she's had to come out and say, no, I'm a Democrat. And she, to be honest, right, she doesn't even have to say that. And even if she was, okay. And, like, look, I'm not a MAGA supporter. I don't really agree with a lot of things that they say. But that doesn't mean I'm outing somebody because they share that opinion. Like, you have a friend who is...
Which friend? What are you on about?
You said you had a friend who was supportive of Trump, saying, yes, he's going to make them great, he's a Christian and all that stuff. Okay. Because of that, does that mean... I know there's some people who do leave their friendship group or their family because of stuff like politics and all that stuff. But I'm just not one of those people. I'm not going to take time out of my day to make someone uncomfortable, to sign a petition to report somebody, or to say someone is this and that because they were just highlighting that, oh, someone shouldn't die because of their political opinion. To be honest, I agree with that. Someone should not die because they share a political opinion that you do not agree with. Like, two rights don't make a wrong.
No, two wrongs.
Two wrongs don't make a right. Sorry. Two wrongs don't make a right. But yeah, it just like, it would just, not just the Nikki thing, but the Ashley Tisdale thing. It's like the other people. If people say something that people don't agree with, it now becomes this bigger story. And I'm just like, what you guys are really just like creating an even bigger division. Because you're basically saying you have to either be on this side or this side. If you're on this side, we don't F with you. You're on this side, we don't F with you. Like, bruh, like, me and Clinton were siblings, but our political opinions could be completely different. And, like, come on.
Yeah. No, but firstly, yeah, we're actually not Americans. So
we're not Americans, but even like leads the whole bit, even that. Yeah, we're not Americans, but stuff like that, and even here in the UK, it's just like, like, because I actually do believe that that country should be a country where people have different thoughts, different opinions, and all that stuff, and we should still be able to live cohesively.
Yeah.
Yes, we may have like one or two quarrels about our political opinions, but it shouldn't lead to anything bigger than someone being shot or or threatening someone or any forms of violence and all that stuff. Like,
yeah, no, but yeah, the reason why I said we're not Americans is because I do not have in-depth knowledge when it comes to maybe American politics. I am aware of things that are going on in American politics because I'm not going to lie to you, it's entertaining. So for that reason, I am aware of some things. But even like these people that people are maybe ostracizing for being associated with, like that man that was mentioned. I said it here. I didn't know him until he passed away, and I do not care to know him now. That's just the honest truth. So I do not even have an opinion as to whether people being associated with him and his family is enough for people to say, "Rah, we don't want to, or we want to reconsider our association with you." I don't know. I don't have an opinion on that yet, and I may never have because I don't know whether I'm going to ever get into knowing more about that man. But what I will say about America, based off of what I do see, is that America is a very politically heated country. And I think why that is because right now, it's almost as if they have two parties that are on two different extreme ends of the pole. And I think that is where the major division is coming from, is that how can we be so far wide apart in our thoughts and be in this same country? It's a bit wild. It's a bit, for some people, it's a bit scary. For some people, it's a bit confusing. Like, how is that possible? Then, honestly, I do understand certain people maybe making that decision that, oh, I don't want to associate with somebody that maybe shares a different political view, because some of these people here are disguising their dangerous views, harmful views, oppressive views, all in the name of under the guise of politics.
No, I can understand someone ostracizing them.
I'm not.
I just said there's some family and friends that say I'm not effing with you because of politics, and I can see that. But my point is when it leads to stuff like you wanted to cause harm on somebody.
No. That's I will never support. Nobody should ever take judgments into their own hands in any way, shape, or form. You get, but everybody deserves the right to associate themselves with who they want to associate with, because there are people, in my opinion, that are disguising very dangerous thoughts, negative ideologies behind the guise of politics, and it's not a political thing. It is an identity thing, and they're just using politics as a guise. So I get that aspect of it, but like you said, people should not take matters into their own hands. At the end of the day, a law is in place for a reason, so everybody should abide by that law. And unless you do not abide by that law, then okay, the necessary consequences will follow that. As far as everybody's abiding by the law, like me, I don't know if I mentioned it on this podcast, but me, and it's not just an American thing, but like globally, I always rate people that are not afraid of voicing their opinion, especially when there is a large group of people that are voicing one opinion. It could come off a bit scary to stand out and bring out a different opinion. And I will always say this about this woman when it comes to media, and that is Zizi Mills. I remember like when, I think maybe college time, uni time, when I was just noticing her a bit more on social media, and she never used to hesitate, based on what I see, to voice her authentic opinion, whether it is in agreement with the mass or not. And in my opinion, I can't do anything other than respect that. But in everything she's saying, she's never dangerous in what she's saying. She's never harmful in what she's saying. So you shouldn't have a problem with it. It's simply her opinion. And either you agree or you disagree. That's it. So people should, as Whitney has mentioned, be able to respect other people's opinions and respect the fact that everybody here is a human being and they have the right to live as far as they're living. So allow everybody to live their life as far as they're not harming you and they're not endangering you. And even if that is the case, there are things that are in place that should deal with such things. It's not for you to take it into your own hands. So I'm completely here for people standing in their own opinions, authentic self, and voicing it. People should not have a problem with it. And if you do, you need to grow up. So yeah. But do you have anything else to say about US before we come back to our mother and fatherland?
Wakanda.
No, not Wakanda. We're not from Wakanda. But anywho. But yeah, I even heard that what's it called? There's working towards Black Panther 3.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
That is
and apparently Denzel Washington's going to be a part of it.
Yeah, he said he's going to be part of it.
I don't know why I thought that. It wasn't confirmed. But yeah,
no,
recently,
he confirmed it.
Yeah,
he was actually meant to keep it a secret, but he spilled it out.
Lol. Well, good luck to them. Good luck to them on that.
Yeah, a lot of people. I know the film is happening. The rumor that I'm hearing is Dams and Idris, all that stuff,
will be the new Black Panther.
Or yeah, be a part of it. And he from what I've seen, he's just been coy or say no, that's not me. But then again, how many times we heard there are times where, like, especially with the Avengers and all that stuff, where they'll be like, oh no, we're not going to be a part of it. And I see you, I'm just like, why people do this to us?
Lol. That whole universe is very, what's it called?
Marvel,
Yeah,
DC.
They have their ways, but I'm not too invested. But in the universe, of course, everything black I support. But in the whole universe, I'm not too invested. But when people say, let's go and watch, I will not hesitate. I'll go and watch. So I'm not too fast if you tell me beforehand whether you're in it or not. That's my opinion. But I get you guys.
I will still go and watch.
Maintain some mystery. Yeah. We get the mystery factor of it all. But yeah, if you like Spirito. Okay.
Dude, do you remember when we watched Lion King 2 times?
Yeah.
In cinema. I was like, who are we? We're spending our coins on Beyonce and what's it called? Donald Glover.
When Beyonce calls you, answer. It's just as simple as that. I love you, Beyonce. Okay. But yeah.
And the worst part is, like, we knew what was happening, but we were still going.
Lol. Lol. No. But that's the power of cinema. That's really just the power of cinema.
Yeah, so cinema, hopefully you can stay alive as much as possible.
Speaking of cinema, do you know whose movie is coming over to the UK?
Whose?
Indiyah's movie, A Very Dirty Christmas. January 23rd. It's coming to select cinemas in India. Auntie Inni, do you know what? I'm going to do this one for free.
You're about to go to Greenwich.
Eh?
You're about to go to Greenwich to watch the film.
I want to see which one Odeon Cinemas there is going to come out in.
If you go watch it, I'll try and see if behind the scenes is still there and I'll watch that one.
Yeah, because we support everybody. But
we support everybody. We try and stretch it.
Yeah, I'm happy for Indiyah and the way her movie is just growing. So congratulations to her. Speaking of that, even Funke Akindele, she just announced her movie crossed the 2 billion mark. That is the first Nigerian movie to gross 2 billion naira in Nigeria. So congratulations to her on that.
Before that, the highest was Everybody Jennifer.
Yeah, everybody, and that was 1.8.
Yeah.
Based on what I saw, and now this one has grossed 2.1 billion naira.
I would love to know about Funke's deal. Like, if she gets a percentage.
Well, I believe it's her company, it's her production company, so she most likely does. But I don't know.
Yeah, because I forgot how I was literally researching. No, I was watching a video on how people were talking about like how some things work with like how like somehow some deals work and all that stuff, where it's possible because it does. Sometimes it depends on the percentage.
Yeah.
Sometimes it could be like if they cross the first, is it mil or a billion, they get the first before the studio. But yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, she's making her coins.
Yeah, she's. Congratulations to her. And yeah, another testament to undeniable talent. So congratulations to her.
Funke.
Yes, so all of them that released the movie.
Would you put a legacy?
Huh?
Would you put it as legacy?
As per how?
Like when you think of Nollywood.
Yeah, I don't think she will be forgotten. No.
Do you think she's legacy now, or she's like getting there? Because I think like when I think of legacy,
I'm thinking Mama Genevieve. Oh yeah, Mama G. Definitely.
Mama G, she's my top. She's just the first.
Yeah. But that's the thing, and that's the only reservation that I have is just because Funke is. I know that Mama G is not still growing, but of course Mama G has more time on Funke, so that's just why I'm
but the reason why
I think she has definitely made an unforgettable mark on the movie industry, the Nollywood industry in general. So yeah.
You know how like, people like can be able to say like America or US, for example, TV shows and movies, they'll be like, that was an iconic movie. That was an iconic TV show. I can't do that actually for Nigeria. I don't know why. Maybe because they're still new.
Yeah,
maybe that's why. But I haven't been able to say like, oh my gosh, you guys remember this movie? Just be like, yeah, that was it. That was the one.
They're getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting there.
I don't know, a really good movie. If you ask me to recommend a good movie, I always go back to that one that was on Netflix. That had
Castle and Castle.
No, the Evo Culture.
Oh, Lionheart.
No. That was a good one.
Because Lionheart, that was groundbreaking.
That was good because it was the first. To me, that was the first. I think that's the reason why.
Yeah.
But it had Igbo apprenticeship and all that stuff.
Okay, Afamifuna.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a really good movie.
That's the one that
it felt very authentic.
I watched it 3 times. That's how I knew it was like, okay, this is something that I will remember.
No, even Daddy watched it and he was like, no, this is actually a very good representation of the Igbo experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, well done to them on that.
But the thing is, no one's been able to find where that guy is since.
Stan Inze, I'm pretty sure he's in his house with his wife.
You know him? Who's the other one, the fair one?
Who's the fair one?
The fair one was the one that was, did I say evil?
I do not recall at this time.
There was Stan who like ended up getting the what's it called, the woman and the but his best friend, Stan wasn't just the main character. It was him and his best friend Clinton.
Honestly, I cannot remember his face.
Exactly, because he disappeared and people have been worried. Because he reached that movie was really good and people were like, oh yeah, they just prayers. Hopefully he's alright. Oh my god, and speaking of prayers, congratulations. I'm not sure if it's actually officially confirmed or it's just rumours, but I've been hearing that Adeleke Gold and is it Simi? Have welcomed twins.
Okay.
So if that's true, congratulations.
Congratulations if that's true.
If that's true, congratulations.
If that's true. But yeah. Circling back to our discussion on longevity, bringing it over to the UK side. Yes, guys, we remember that.
We remember you guys. Don't remember.
Exactly. And lately, a number of things have been going down in the UK.
Oh my god, I'm actually thinking about that. I was waiting for you to say, so how's it going? I was about to say, how's it going for you? And you knew what I was meaning by that.
I was actually speaking to myself about this earlier because we have not spoken about this, but Longevity is a whole other topic. But since I brought this up, we'll circle back to longevity because I brought it up now.
We haven't actually finished this whole topic on longevity. We talk about it.
That's the thing. Okay, let's get into longevity first, then we'll now circle back to what Whitney said. Because the fact that Whitney brought this up, she has not even mentioned what who's about, and I know who she's talking about.
He knows. And when I saw that, when I saw new information coming, I was like, I don't even need to send the clip. He's seen this.
Fam, despite my social media break, I still saw it. Just... But anyway, let's get into longevity first.
Okay.
Speaking of longevity, over here on the UK side of things, in the sports world, when it comes to longevity, a person I think all of us can recognize is David Beckham. And I don't know whether you've heard reports lately when it comes to his family and this whole faction when it comes to his son, I believe Brooklyn, and the rest of the family. I'm not gonna lie to you, when I first started hearing rumblings of this, I thought, this is made up rumors. Nobody knows what they're talking about. Exactly, nobody knows what they're talking about. I'm not getting involved in this. Nobody knows what they're talking about. Then apparently recently he has taken it further and has filed.
Oh no, we can bring it back.
What's that?
What's it called? Cruz, or either Cruz or Romeo said that he blocked all of us.
Yeah. I saw that. So I saw that. So I was like, okay, this is something is actually going on here, but still it's none of my business. Then apparently now he has taken it further and has filed court proceedings to get it in place that his parents can only contact him through lawyers. So, and there've always been rumors that all of this stems down to maybe issues or friction between his spouse his spouse and the parents, or the friction between the relationship he has with his spouse and his parents. So it just brought a bigger topic and discussion to my mind. And what it is that, because it's almost coming off as if it's coming off as a thing of, he has picked his spouse over his parents. So one would think that, are you capable of that?
It's actually quite common. When there are people who really take, when they get married, they are now one. Yeah, there is one. They say that there are a lot that, I don't know if there's a lot on all that stuff, but there are people who take that thing seriously, and they'll be like, my spouse is my family. Yeah, like there are people who say that, take the whole, when my father is taking me down the aisle, he's now saying, I'm letting you go, and now you're in the hands of him. He is now your family and all that stuff. People that take these things quite seriously. So say for example there's an issue with the spouse, people that take these things seriously, they may lean towards their spouse, because, and I can see why, because if they're taking it seriously, and also you have to take into consideration that, I go home to this person, I'm building a life with this person, like this is my person. So I can see why someone may choose their spouse, even if, I can see why people may choose their spouse. I don't know whether it's right or wrong, but I can see it. Yeah, definitely. I've definitely heard about such situations on the older one, but I feel like I've always been of this opinion that for me, a big step in whatever relationship I'm gonna take is the dynamic in which my possible future wife is going to have with my family, and that is a step that we need to take before we even get married. I need to get a feel as to how you're going to mix here, and if it's going to be a thing of if it's not going to flow naturally for me, that is going to be, will I say it will be a deal breaker? Ultimately, it can be a deal breaker for me. If it gets to a point where it's irreparable, where we cannot improve on this, it can be a deal breaker for me. But on first instance of me seeing such a thing, God forbid that is the case, but in first instance of possibly seeing such a thing, that would cause me to hesitate and take a beat. Because, and I was even speaking to one of our cousins about it recently, and what it is that, because I'm such a family person, I'm very aware of this, I'm a family person, I constantly want to be around my family. So I don't want to be in a position where it's like I'm having to pick between being there for my spouse and being there for my family, when I could equally be in a position where me and my spouse can both be there for my family, and vice versa, me and my spouse can both be there for her family, that kind of thing. But I also think it varies, because say for example this Brooklyn versus Brooklyn versus Beckham. Funny because he's a Beckham. This Brooklyn versus his family, white stuff. We actually don't know what took place that has led.
Yeah, that's why. That's I'm not commenting on their situation.
That's it. For example, on the
general situation.
That's what I'm saying. For example, because we can say that you want this, that you want your spouse to get along with this family and friend, but we don't know what the person could actually have a good relationship with the family, but we don't know. They could be say something that happened
after they got married.
Even after years of having a great relationship, that just causes disruption in the dynamic. I know it's hard for people to picture, but again, we don't know the ins and outs of why some people, end up discommunicating from their family.
Yeah, no, what you said is completely true, but why I'm mentioning that, because for me that will always be my first step when it comes to assessing how things may look like for my new family and my original family. You get? So I think that is something that's just really important for me. But like you said, God forbid, but things could cause there to be a shift as things progress, but we'll hopefully not anticipate such. And because honestly, as I'm just thinking about it, like, one could think that, what is so bad? If somebody's not committing a crime, these people don't come off like criminals. I don't know if they're criminals, but they don't come off like criminals. So one could think, like, what is so bad that is causing this much division to the point where you people don't even want to talk, where you don't even want to talk to them directly?
But we've heard of situations where a spouse disrespected someone's mother.
Yeah.
And because of that, the siblings and the father is no longer talking to the man and the wife until the wife apologizes.
But say for example, I'm in such a situation. Yeah. I may not like put my wife out on the line in public, but I too will have an issue with that if you come and disrespect my mom. You get? But we will talk about it.
But I'm sure I'm saying stuff. Even saying as little as some people will say that's little.
Yeah.
Something like that can cause disruption in a family.
It can cause
so the way you're saying like they're not criminals, you're like we don't know, but they could be saying that something. It could even be something as just disrespect that could cause something like that.
But I'm saying that for him as a son, for a child to now take it further and say that it's reaching a point where you can only speak to me through lawyers, that kind of thing. It's like, because you can even decide that, okay, you lot may be having an issue with my spouse, and I like this example that you brought up, and I agree that my spouse did not handle things correctly, but that should not affect our relationship.
But the thing is, that person could actually agree with the spouse, because the spouse could be like, the person could be like, no, she wasn't being disrespectful. The mother may say it's disrespectful, and because of the mother's hurt and all that stuff, it can lead to the siblings and then the husband not speaking to the child, and the child could be like, to be honest, if I'm being honest, I don't find it what she did is disrespectful. I don't think she has to apologize to you. It's stuff like that. It could be like, miscommunication, stuff like that. So it ain't a little thing can lead to a separation. I think we've acknowledged that with Station 19.
Lol. No, I hear that. I just cannot see myself doing it.
I know it's weird. I'm literally trying to remember. There's a family that I know, even and it was something small that led to something big.
Yeah, I feel like we have definitely heard stories about this. This is nothing new. It's just every time I hear it, I'm just like, wow, like what was so bad that you and your spouse literally had to remove yourself from your family? Like
sometimes even it's stuff like suffocation.
I don't know. I don't know. Because
I'm just like, you just be like, bro, pops, dad, mama, you've done a lot for me, but like, bro, I need to figure out my life by myself. I need to be with my spouse. No, that's just the Brooklyn thing. I need to find my life. I need to figure out my life with just me and my spouse.
That's different. That's
also a form of discommunication.
Yeah, I think you're looking at it from a lot of different points of view.
But
I'm seeing it from a negative point of view.
I can't even think of it from like it's just there's so much varies that I can't even think of it in just one perspective.
Yeah, I definitely hear that. But God forbid that I will have to be in a position where I need to pick between my spouse and my family. Like, God forbid, I hope for one big happy family at the end of the day, and I just don't see any of that being aspirational. It's not aspirational for me at all. Why are you laughing? What's funny?
One big happy family.
Yeah, we're one big happy family. And I feel like it's such. I think it's for me it's so important that whoever is coming into my life, yeah, we're definitely big. Whoever's coming into my life, in marriage, like you should be adding to this family, not dividing this family. And I want to do the same vice versa. Like from even me, as I'm saying that, yeah, it's a big test the way my spouse is going to be around my family. For me, too, it's a big test the way I am going to be around my wife's family. Personally, I feel like if I'm not comfortable around my wife's family, I am going to have hesitancy because I know that as much as I want to be around my family, you are probably going to want to be around your family. And I want to be able to give the same love and energy you give to, I want you to give my family to your family. So if I'm not able to do that, maybe because maybe we're not connecting or we're not on the same frequency, that too, for me, is a point of hesitancy. Is almost a red flag for me. It's just as
you
simple
saw
like that.
The red flag.
So yeah, I just think everybody has different priorities in such things, and I think that's why this whole topic, when I saw it, I was just like, wow. For me, that's a big deal. It's really a big deal.
But I think that also goes to like people's checklists. What's on your checklist may not be on someone's checklist.
Yes, and I identify that, and this is why it is my checklist.
Yeah,
and I'm making it known. Okay,
may not be on Brooklyn's checklist.
I don't know. At the end of the day, we don't know these people's situation, so we cannot even talk on it. It's just the bigger discussion of spouse over family. Is that
continue with legacy? So you mentioned one UK, David Beckham.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
it for the legacy, but there's more happening in the UK because
that's the only legacy you remember.
Well, he's the legacy that's is worth a conversation right now. Is there another legacy that has?
Oh, so we just like listed people in the UK because we listed some now in the US, so I thought it would be more equal.
No, I was just that whole topic. I had it in mind from the jump to discuss, but it just flowed with the whole longevity because he's been long in the game.
Would you say Wayne Rooney?
I wouldn't know. No, he has. I just think he has more time to put in. Yeah, I think he has more time to put in.
So what makes David Beckham a legacy?
Time, accomplishments, reach. These things to me make him a legacy.
I think Wayne Rooney has equal amount of what's it called, accomplishments.
Reach, no.
I won't talk about reach, talk about accomplishments.
Yeah, maybe. I don't. I'm not really want to know people's exact football stats. So I can't even talk too confidently on that. But in terms of reach,
tell us.
Yeah.
Who was a better player, Rooney or Beckham?
That conversation will not end. Those lot, once they get into debates, nobody wins. So you guys can try, let's see. But if they get into that conversation, it's not going to end. It's just like you say Messi or Ronaldo. It's not going to end. It's not. So there's no point. I'm saying you can even say the biggest player in the world and call somebody that may not be as big, and you will find warriors for that person that's not as big that would die on top of that matter. Those football, that's how those people are making their money. Okay, because I don't know how they have generated such a frenzy, but they have generated a frenzy around football to the point that people can spend their last money to support the game. And I hope I get to that point where people spend their last money to support this Oga. Okay? So I'm not complaining.
You want people to go
it's all part of the business. Who am I to stop you? If you want to invest your money over here, who am I to stop you? I'm a very profitable business.
Pay your council bills before you try and pay.
Who am I to stop you? If you want to spend your council bill over here, who am I? If they come and arrest you, no concern you. But who am I? I do not force you. Nobody can tell me. I'm not.
Pay your child support.
Who am I? You want to send it over here? I won't stop you. I'm a very profitable business. That's all I will say. The way football is making you profit, this Oga will definitely make you profit.
You know, you can actually, you as an individual could be actually a business. Like, say, for example, you create yourself as, what's it called? You just say, like, Clinton, whatever, and then you tell people to purchase stock and all that stuff. And as a result of that, because I was reading this thing, a guy made himself a business. He made himself an individual as a business. Yeah. And people purchase stock, and because they purchase stock, they can say what he can and cannot do. And one of the things was that they told him that he can't marry the love of his life, so he had to go bankrupt to pay them back.
That's what I say. Money is the root of all evil. Never in this life, never allow money lead you. It's not like that. Lead the money. Also, guys, we lead the money. Those that have been attending our classes, you know what I mean. We lead the money. Okay. So yeah, no, it's not like that. You cannot be dictating my life to me. Are you Jesus? No, not because of money. Ain't gonna happen. But even without the dictating, you know that I am worth the investments. So I won't stop anybody. Come and invest over here. Okay. Just send me a DM, send me an email. I will let you know how to the protocol to follow. Yeah.
Keeping it UK.
Yes, keeping it UK. So what were you trying to hint at?
How are you doing, Clinton?
I'm doing okay. I'm not gonna lie to you. Today, earlier in the day, or at least before this podcast, I was feeling a bit down because it was just all a bit hitting me. I was just like, fam, I need to figure this thing out. I need to figure out how I'm going to accomplish things that I want to accomplish. And
that's nice, but how do you feel about the Indiyah and Dami situation?
Firstly, thank you for just sweeping my feelings and what I'm
doing. We acknowledge your feelings. And what's it called? You said you know how you're going to accomplish it, but think about what you accomplished last year. Took it one step at a time. That's what you're gonna do now in 2026. Now, Indiyah and Dami.
I know, but it's like when you're at the moment, it's like, fam.
No, yeah, I get that.
You know, exactly. Like in the moment, it's like when right now you're like, what's happening right now? That is the question. What is happening? So yeah, just living in that now and trying to figure out, okay, what are we doing right now?
When is the now going to come when?
You can just feel a lot, and you almost feel a bit. You know, I was speaking to my friend about it even before we started this podcast, and it's like sometimes when you're going through such feelings, you almost feel a bit guilty as Christians to accept that this is the way I'm feeling because you feel like, oh, I'm doubtful, I'm lacking in faith, that kind of thing. But my friend said that, you know, she reminded me that those feelings are normal, they're fine and they're valid. But the key as Christians is not to dwell on it and not to allow that to at the end of the day, that is the way we're feeling and that is fine. But as Christians, we should not dwell on it and not allow that necessarily to dictate our life. And the faith comes into play in trusting that the way I'm feeling right now is not going to remain that way. So yeah, but sometimes it's easier said than done. It's just easier said than done. And yeah, I was just feeling a bit down then. Yeah, speaking to my friends during one prayer session, it really elevated the spirit, elevated the faith, and we're here now and we're feeling a lot better. And like you said, we're just gonna have to take one day at a time because what I'm doing, what I'm planning to do is not something that has been done before. So God help me. But yeah, what were you trying to speak about before you wanted to sweep my emotions under the rug?
Indiyah and Dami.
What are we looking at now?
Oh, it just reminds me of Nigerian poetic insults.
Well, you're not serious, but that situation. Honestly, that was another thing I was speaking to my friend about because my friend was one of the people that even sent me some exhibits when it came to the whole situation. And when it comes to the whole situation, I personally think nobody's in a position to be saying anything. That's my opinion because none of us know what is going on. So there's really nothing to be said.
Wow.
Honestly, there's nothing to be said.
That's your view.
Yeah, there's absolutely, in my opinion, there's absolutely nothing to be said because those of you that are speaking, what are you actually saying? You don't know what you're talking about.
All I'm saying, the people that kept the same energy and made assumptions that Dami did something wrong, all that stuff. Now that Indiyah's saying that she's made a mistake, hopefully you guys will be like lighthearted on Dami. I'm not saying that she's cheating or anything like that, but I'm just saying you guys should be lightheaded.
And honestly, that's the only thing I was going to address when it came to this topic is that I do feel like now that some situation has been revealed on the woman's part, that is Indiyah's part, the conversation has now shifted and people are now highlighting how they feel like maybe the response is not equal when a man steps out and when a woman steps out. So what do you think about that?
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like when a guy cheats and all that stuff, or like we come, we attack and all that stuff. But when a woman we try and find justification. like, oh wow, must been really bad if she's stepping out. It's like, maybe if you did this and this, she wouldn't have done this and that. Like sometimes girls be cheering like, oh my gosh, like, you know, look who she stepped out with and all that stuff.
Like, I even saw something like, apparently there was a gathering of almost, I don't know how true this is, but this was the caption, so I'm just going to speak based off what I saw. But they're basically saying that that these group of girls or women have gathered together to empower. And yet again, we don't know exactly what's going on, but I'm just saying what I saw. But yeah, these women gathered together to empower Indiyah based off of what they're seeing and based off of their assumptions. That's, you know, almost like encouraging that, yes, that is good that our woman is the one that is taking the power in this time, that kind of thing, blah, 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 blah. So you just see things like that. It's like, girls. Let's turn this on, okay? Because yet again, if roles will reverse, we ain't gonna be empowering nobody. You guys gonna say, may his prostate die, may his distance quench, may we chop up what's it called? What is between his legs? This is that. May you know the things that we can say. And my friend did mention that she does feel like that yes, the playing field is not leveled when it comes to men stepping out and women stepping out, and it's because the world has almost become accustomed with men stepping out.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like they're just so ready to go, you know. Whereas with women, when it does happen, they feel like because women are almost associated with this loyal nature, they feel like there must be a reason. There has to.
But I'm not gonna lie. What's it called? There is because we have seen quite a few or a lot of men stepping out. It's actually become a norm. Which is that, yeah, like there's times where I've read like what's it called, if a man cheats once, should we really believe in him? Because as if it's like, bruh, men are going to cheat.
Yeah,
it just depends on how much. That's what it's reading. So I even think there's even become a norm of, yeah, the guys on the cheat, like accepting that stuff. I remember Summer Walker, hot mess. Where you know what, I'm gonna need someone to walk out of this. But she said something, I was just looking at her and her never mind, just continue.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just I think that is the bigger discussion from all of it, is how maybe the narrative has shifted and how we approach these two different sexes stepping out. And yeah,
that's what it showed.
That's what it's really highlighting, honestly. And it's stirring up a whole lot of conversation as to how people...
Because when it first came out, and people assumed, like, I heard so much noise for Dami. Yeah. But when we hear Indiyah saying I made a mistake and seeing the video, I'm not saying that she has cheated on herself, but when we see stuff like that, I'm hearing mostly crickets compared.
Facts. It's crickets, let's be frank.
And it could be because maybe people like Indiyah more than Dami. That could be the reason, because Indiyah is like more out there, she's more popular compared to Dami and his snow bunnies. So maybe that can play a part.
That could play a part, but I also do think it's a wider conversation. I think it's almost, because even this thing, that woman you just mentioned, Summer Walker, as bad as what she did it's been swept under the rug.
Yeah, I was more outraged than a lot of people. I was like,
in the moment, everybody's like, but quickly people have just moved on from it. If the roles were reversed, bam, that person will not be able to get away from that news. A man will not be able to get away from what they.
It's
what
like
they
also the Cardi B situation when her and Offset were having that going back and forth on Twitter. Then Offset was there saying, you were. What's it called? Was she having sex with somebody while she was pregnant, all that stuff? And there are people like that were, still coming to her defense, all that stuff. And I'm just like, hey, do what you want to do, but my thing is, like, let's keep it, a buck. Let's keep it the same level field, Like, if you're gonna have outrage for him, I have outrage for her, you know, especially when she's there saying, this guy cheated on me. What's it called, that all this and that, and then he's saying that yours cheated on me. Let's keep it, a buck. Even though, not saying one is better than the other. Just saying.
Because what I was even about to say when it comes to that situation is, some could say that, that he provoked her to take that move. But I do feel like you should never strip yourself down.
That's a justification for her. I'm just like,
and why I even hesitated to make that statement now is because what just came to my mind is that you should never strip yourself down to somebody else's level. I don't
exactly.
If somebody
two wrongs don't make her right.
Definitely. So if somebody's moving on the wrong frequency, don't strip yourself down to that level. You remove yourself and you keep maintaining your level and moving high on your level. And another example I feel that is a perfect example of this double standards is this whole Jada Pinkett and Ogas APPROVAL.
I thought say about the Chrissy chick, this YouTuber, and her husband who are getting divorced.
Oh yeah, but I don't really know details too much about that.
I used to see them,
I think he stepped out, isn't it?
Yeah, and he did come out and say apologize, and he did mention that he was the one who asked for he asked for separation first, and it was agreed upon. And I believe during the separation time, that's when he stepped out. And that stuff.
Okay, that's okay. I don't really know them, so I don't really know too tough about it.
I used to see clips used to pop up on my thing of her.
But yeah, what I was about to say is that I feel like with Jada Pinkett, I feel like, I don't know how, but Ogas APPROVAL, I feel like he received more backlash than her, and she's the one that is married.
No, I saw the opposite.
You feel so?
Still today, people are disliking Jada because of this thing.
Okay, maybe
that's what a lot of people are saying. That a lot of people have said ever since this Ogas Alsina situation, and then also the Will Smith, she's been paid out to be the villain.
Okay, that's true.
Like a lot of people, I've heard a lot of dislike.
I actually remember now. Yeah, the people are coming. The people are supporting him
because you have to remember, she's married to Will Smith, and during that time, Will Smith was like he was loved. He was the happy guy. He was family friendly and all that stuff. Yeah. He could do no wrong. So the fact that Jada stepped out on Will, it became like, oh my gosh! And then the whole red table talk.
Okay, yeah.
Interview that happened, and when you're trying to make an excuse for it, people were like, no, own your shit.
Okay, I take that one back. Maybe that one you guys got it correct.
Till now, this woman,
you guys
like I remember when her book came out, and people were like, we don't need your book, Jada.
Lol.
Why are you bringing your book? Why are you telling us that you separated from Will? Why are you saying that you're Will, even though you're separate? Yes, it's going to still be together. Why are you talking about Tupac? The guy is dead. Why are you talking about your daughter writing a letter to your Tupac?
People are paying attention regardless.
Yeah, but I say like people just coming just to out her. It was during the same day that Britney Spears released her album. Her autobiography. I remember Britney didn't do any press. Jada was doing press left and right. Britney's one skyrocketed.
Oh. Okay.
And I think the thing was because Jay already provided so much information already out, people didn't feel the need to read the book.
Yeah, making sense. But yeah, I think we're both in agreement here that the backlash for men stepping out and for women stepping out are not on the same level.
Yeah,
it's just as simple as that. And I don't know whether it will ever be on the same level. But the key is everybody should hold themselves up to the standard that they can stand behind. And whatever decision you do make, you should be able to stand behind it. So,
moving on to a Nigerian poetic.
Okay, what is that?
So, my friend met an untrustworthy person in our friend group and said, for every 12, there is a Judas.
God forbid. Yeah, so God forbid.
Imagine someone lying once that will be untrustworthy and just be like, for every 12, there is.
Are you mad? It can never be me. I ain't untrustworthy, man. Like, I'm very straightforward with the people I have around me.
Yeah, you tell them.
With you
tell them if I'm going to gossip, I'm going to gossip. I'm going to mention your gossip for my podcast.
No, my friends are very aware. Like, literally, they'll be like, "Literally, you're talking about me." I'm like, "Yep, you know, I'm talking about you." But yeah, and you guys.
But that's the difference between me and you. Like, I actually fall asleep. Like, I remember when you and Indiyah were just talking about stuff. I was like, I was just like, looking at my phone. I was like, this conversation has lasted like 25 minutes.
Because you have to cover each detail.
Couldn't we like summarize it into 30 minutes? No. That's why I'm just like, bro, I can only, I can only keep up for like, I know, like maybe if I'm lucky, 13 to 15 minutes. After that, I'm just like,
no, some of us are experts to just that. That's why we are experts to just that. And when you're an expert just that, every detail has to be covered. You don't leave any stone unturned.
Dude,
so we do just that.
I just remember time in Cuckoo's room. You guys be talking, I'd be like, can't keep up.
No.
They'd be like, more! I'm like, oh my god.
You need to know every single detail because at some point that detail will be necessary. You'll not be like, why didn't you tell me this part of the story? That kind of thing. Because it will help you draw the conclusions that you need to draw. So you have to know every single detail. So yeah, you have to be very informed. It's important.
Yeah. Yeah, it is important sometimes. I remember one time I tried to set up with somebody.
You tried to what?
I tried to set up with somebody.
Okay.
Like someone that she knew and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know. I didn't keep up with the background.
Exactly. Detail is very important.
But all that mattered. But all I could think of, he's very handsome. If they got married, they'll make beautiful babies.
That's not enough.
That's all I saw when I thought that.
Enough. If the stacks ain't matching up, we have a problem. If the character ain't matching up, we have a problem.
I'm not gonna lie. I started looking at the spouses in our family. I was like, how many are fire? How many are not?
Lol.
Will this even up the balance?
Well, for now we only have one spouse, so let's see.
In our family, Clinton.
Oh, okay, I'm thinking of our generation.
Hi.
I'm thinking of our generation.
I just want to say, did they get divorced?
Lol, God forbid. Now I'm thinking of our generation. Can't do much about the one above there. It's gone. So.
Oh my gosh, actually is only one.
What do you mean?
Well, she's the oldest, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say if she's not, that's just
on this level. So we have room to balance out.
Well, one I already know will be a disappointment.
Well, let's hope for the positive and not the negative.
I already know. I've just accepted it, so that's a positive.
Lol.
You want to still keep it with the UK?
Is there anything else to say in the UK? I think we've really tried today. We've addressed at least.
We really tried as if we had to stretch it out.
Yeah, we really tried. We can't force it. If things are going on in the UK, of course we address it. We're here in the UK.
Yeah.
But if things are going on in Nigeria, we have to address that one as well. And us, we're very eventful people. So a lot of the times things are going on, like what I'm about to talk about right now. So it recently came to my attention, yeah, and I don't know why I was too shocked about this. But there's this apparently TikTok that was going round. I was thinking about sharing it, but it's rather long.
Dude, I'm zoned out. When it comes to TikTok, I know nothing about it. I don't have it.
Yeah, that's why I know I need to inform you. So I was thinking of sharing it on this podcast, but I think it's rather long. So I'm just gonna try my best and summarize it. And basically, what it is that there's this TikTok that was going around, and it's this Nigerian girl, and she was basically saying that as she has grown up, she has come to disassociate with the Nigerian. That she has come to disassociate with the Nigerian part of her, and I don't know why I say Nigerian part because I think she's fully Nigerian. So there's no other parts of her to associate with, to be frank. But she has come to
say, does she live in Nigeria?
Hold on, that's like
we have to figure out.
This is what when we talk about details, allow me so that you.
That's why I said you can summarize it.
No. If I summarize it, you'll not understand and you'll not grab the important details. So this guy was basically saying that, oh yeah, she's growing to what was she even saying? When people are just talking something that's not really worth your energy, forget. But she was basically saying that, oh yeah, she's just going to disassociate herself with Nigeria. Is it whether the culture or whether the energy of the people, and that after she went to Nigeria for the first time, that's when she realized that Nigeria is just not for her. That are you sure we're not listening to this thing?
No, actually explaining it doesn't seem that outrageous.
I think we need to listen to this thing. I'm not grabbing. I'm not
about
getting
to say it because it doesn't really seem outrageous.
I'm not getting the whole thing. Because she'll just when she'll. Hold on. Sorry guys, that's my cousin, the number one dancer.
Being a Nigerian is embarrassing. Now I have my laptop here. We're gonna get into it, and you're gonna understand why I have been distancing myself from being Nigerian for a while now. I have been noticing that I have been subconsciously retracting from culture, Nigerian culture. Obviously, both of my parents are from Nigeria. I am Black British born, and this is really and truly based on the state of Nigeria. As we know, there has been a lot of things that have been going on back to back. And there has been a lot of things in history that has kind of made me think...
This thing is commission paid.
I saw that one. I was just like, how?
Made me think, so long. What is there to be proud of? What is so great about being Nigerian? What is so great about this nation? And I am also someone who has decided to opt out of Dirty December. I just don't feel comfortable. And some people might think oh, you're being dramatic, blah, blah, blah. But there is so much happening in the world right now that even the fact that my country is bleeding out, I don't feel comfortable going to Party Shayo, and I'm not adding anything to the betterment of the people. Now that I'm realizing so many things, and trust me, I am someone, I grew up being I love being Nigerian. Like, anytime I would tell someone I'm Nigerian, it's just like, it was a crown on my head. Because what do you mean? I am Nigerian. But I think the delusion has really made us blind to the reality of Nigeria. Even in my pride of being Nigerian, I have a friend who is Nigerian born. I used to talk about how I love being Nigerian. And I never used to understand why he despised Nigeria so much. But you have to think about all these things, especially for those who live on the land. As someone who is talking from privilege, and I would love this to be an open discussion for us. But when you think about the silencing, the prosecution of Christians, certain groups being funded by the government, the greed and the corruption, I could literally go on. So when you think about all these things, again, what is there to be proud of? Another point I would love to make is acknowledging how toxic our culture is. You realize that the tough love that we've all grown up to be in is actually not normal. It has desensitized us to the point where we lack sense.
Not again. Okay, no, she said she wants to open up the discussion. As she's
discussing it, it just seems that it goes to say, what is Nigerian culture?
Mm-hmm.
Because why I'm saying that is because she may see Nigerian culture as different from how other people see Nigerian culture. Because from what she's so far listing, she's just listing all the things that are bad with Nigerian culture. So like, if I met her, the first thing I would be like, when you think of Nigerian culture, what do you actually think of? Because if you're saying Nigerian culture is government bad, tough love, and all that stuff, I'm just like, I don't think you actually understand what culture is, because
in its wholeness,
when you think of culture, it's a whole thing. From what she so far is, I haven't looked at the whole thing. If you tell me that there's more to it other than what she's listing, then maybe I'll have another listen to it. But so from what I'm seeing, it seems that she just seeing one side. She's just listing one side of it, and that's not culture, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But did she say anything other than positive?
I feel like the only other thing that caught my attention in what she was saying, and I don't think she said anything positive now that I think about it, but the only thing that did catch my attention all of this, she's going on and on about all the negative things about Nigeria. Then she now gets to the point where she's like, oh yes, and when I went to Nigeria for the first time, I think she went as an IJGB, and she said that one, she just lost me. So I'm just like, okay, so you've gone there once, and you have gotten all of this, is your review of the place, and this is how you have come to this conclusion based on this your one experience, that this is what Nigeria is, and because of this, you're not even thinking of how can I as a Nigerian improve Nigeria. Your approach to all of this, like, yeah, I need to just remove myself from all of this because this is not a bit of me. And I think there's another video I did see of another IJGB that went to Nigeria, and they came back with this review saying that, basically what happened, I think their sibling fell sick and everything, so they had to take their sibling to the hospital, and when they got to the hospital, they were like a bit taken aback. They're like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe they stayed at the hospital, that people were just lying there in the corridors, that people were not getting treated without paying for services, that they had to buy bandages for the sister and all their ones, that people think that Nigeria is just about dirty December and jollof rice, and so my head, I was like, who said that? Like,
no, there are people who actually
but that's the thing, that it opened my eyes, and it probably reminded me that there are Nigerians, like you said, that think like that, and all they know of Nigeria is what they're seeing online, and that is dirty December, that is jollof rice, like this girl said, that is the party vibes and everything. And now that they're coming, their eyes are being opened to see Nigeria in its true state, or at least more of Nigeria, because there's only so much you can see when you're visiting, but at least more of Nigeria in its true essence. But at least that girl's approach was a bit more positive, and she was like, based off of that, she has decided to like open up a GoFundMe and raise funds for that hospital so that she can do her part to see a better Nigeria in general. Now that I think about it, so at least her approach was better. But it was just opening my eyes, because I think it ties into this girl's story of like IJGBs that are, or not even just IJGBs, but the Nigerians that don't necessarily know the full essence of Nigeria, and probably even us, we don't know. It's just that we're fortunate enough that
we're still learning.
We're definitely still learning. But this whole thing made me, when I was discussing with Jennifer, because actually Jennifer that brought it to my attention, it just made me so grateful for Mommy and Daddy that they took on this responsibility to insist that we keep going in the frequency that we're going, and because of that, we don't necessarily have that culture shock when it comes to Nigeria. Nothing you're saying is necessarily new to us. We are learning as we go along, and to me that is natural. Whereas there are people out there that it's only now that they're able to take themselves there, they're taking themselves there, and they realize that, wow, oh, Nigeria is not just what I'm seeing online. So yeah, that's really what caught my attention in all of this.
Look, everybody's meant to love or should be forced to love their country just because that's where they're from or that stuff. I'm not gonna say that's not the approach I'm gonna take with somebody, because taking it for someone like me, like for when I was young, I didn't really understand or connect with the Nigerian culture. It really took me having to go to boarding school to figure out what I love, or find things that I love to be able to say, okay, I can I can connect with this culture, because it's not just one thing or all that stuff. With her, the person that you just mentioned now, the thing that I'm having difficulties with is because it seems that she's just listing the negative, and as you mentioned, she's only been there like only maybe once or twice best, which I don't think is a significant amount of time for you to be able to have a understanding of the culture besides what you probably see on your social media or what you get from your friends and family. And they are, so I can't really take her point seriously. Say for example she has been there for years or even lived there and what stuff, and she's saying that, you know, I don't connect with this culture, I don't really, I can have a better you have a stronger stand or a better understanding of what she's saying. But if she's doing that, she's only listening to the negative, I still will be like, oh, I still be a bit like, you know, again, you're just listening to negative, you're not really speaking of the culture. Yeah, you consider, is it a mindset thing? Yes, because that is what is coming to my mind as I'm speaking. There's some people that they just fixate on the negative, and everywhere has their negatives. Where we are right now in the UK, most definitely has its negative. US has its negative. Like, and maybe it's all again this abroad superhero complex. Nowhere is perfect, and it's not to say that Nigeria is, you know, the best place on earth, and we are not aware of the issues that Nigeria has. But at the end of the day, we're Nigerians. Nothing is going to change the fact that we're Nigerians, and there are positives when it comes to that country, and that is why the country, regardless of what we're going through, nobody can hide away from the fact that Nigeria is present in Africa, and that's, you know, Nigeria is accomplishing things that we're accomplishing globally. So there are definitely positives when it comes to that culture, and to just overlook that or to not be aware of that, you need to do better, in my opinion. Like, anybody that is out there with such an opinion, do better for yourself. I would say do more research. Yes, do better for yourself to be informed, because nowhere is perfect. Yeah, because there are those people who, you know, have struggled a lot in Nigeria, and they've just said that, and I can see them saying they can't connect because if all they've seen had is suffering, and they haven't even had a chance to have positivity. I can see why they may take that approach and all that stuff and say I don't connect, and, you know, that's why I like to stay abroad and all that stuff. So yeah, I can also I can see that point of view. Hers is just that she just seems has limited information, and yeah, she's not, when she says culture, she's not really speaking about culture. So what's it called? Do your research, darling. Do your findings. Yeah. But with that being said, are we ready for OGA approval? Sure. Okay, so today's OGA approval, before we get into the scenario, let me introduce it. OGA approval, that's when I, the Ogaoflondon, alongside my fellow Ogas, because I only roll with the Ogas. And the streets. Yes, I'm on the streets from time to time. And when you catch me there, better answer me. So splash him. Not that. Answer me with my mic. So, as I was saying, that's when we deliberate on a scenario and pass our judgment as to whether it gets our OGA approval or OGA rejection. And OGA approval, of course, is the way to go, because the OGA way is the right way. So today's scenario, I'm going to paint the scenario for us. So say, for example, now you have a person that is within the age range to be driving, and they have not made any plans to be driving, and it will be reasonable for them to be driving and for them to have a car, and they have the option to use £3,000 to do everything that they need to do to get themselves driving and to get a car, or use £3,000 to get a tattoo. A tattoo. Does it get your OGA approval for somebody to choose to spend that £3,000 on a tattoo over
the car, when the car would be recognized as an essential for that person.
Maybe they don't see it as essential. I think 3,000 is a stretch for a tattoo. I think that's outrageous.
Apparently, like
what type of tattoo are you getting? I don't know, but like things outrageous. When
I heard it, I was shocked. So and
it's like, yo, how much part of your body is it covering?
Apparently, like half the sleeve. Apparently, they can spend 3K on half the sleeve. I said, "Hey," and that's when it now came to my mind. I'm like, "Come on, you're not driving. You have been talking about you want to drive, and you're thinking about spending £3,000 on a tattoo."
Have they been thinking about? They've been thinking
about driving, and everybody keeps, encouraging them. You need to drive. Them too. They're like, yeah, they know they need to drive.
This
that
is kind of thing. Male.
It's a male. This person's like, even though I know this person is like gaslighting. This person is just trying to start conversation, but it just brought to me a bigger conversation. The person's UK now, of course. The person's UK, and I was just like, this conversation is not even serious because
I know it's not serious. Not just the person.
You know the person. But it just brought to my mind. I'm just like, fam, are you telling me there are people out there that they will spend thousands of pounds, say for example, on a tattoo when they can be driving, and that driving will really help their life out there? And I don't think you even have to spend up to that £3,000 to get yourself up and running to drive. And
Clinton, know that time when I brought up the whole car thing, and you're like, that's not even a discussion.
About what?
About what's called men that drive, what's it called?
Toyotas or what?
Mercedes.
Yeah.
Mercedes is a female car. And
that's rubbish.
Driving. This is how this conversation is
starting. Exactly. To me, it should not even be a debate. But
and yet she brought it here.
No, but apparently it's just to remind us what the Ogas are up to.
Do you have another one?
Do you have
another one?
No, because I just had to clear that one out there.
This is how you want to end it with this rubbish.
When it's not rubbish, I have to educate. It's my part of my duties as your father. There are people out there that they have a lot of room to grow. I have to start from beginner level. Not everybody's at intermediate or expert. Some people are beginner level. So I'm talking to the beginners. So beginners,
the person said they want to. They're considering driving, but they're wondering if they want to spend it on a tattoo, 3,000 on a tattoo, or to get a test and a license.
Mm-hmm. So.
This is laughable.
No, but does it get your Oga approval or Oga rejection to spend 3K on a tax?
I'm not wasting my saliva on this.
Okay, so of course, it goes without saying, it gets our Oga rejection.
It's laughable.
Oga's, it's not even an Oga discussion. That's what it is. It's absolutely not an Oga discussion.
This is ridiculous.
We Ogas have our priorities straight.
Like, it would make sense. It would probably make more sense if the person says, "Oh, I don't really want to drive. It's not something I see myself doing." And I'm like, okay, because what's good? If the person, why should the person use the money on something they want to do?
Yeah.
Then that's understandable. But you're like, oh, I'm considering this, but I also want to consider.
Yeah, it's not really an Oga discussion, to be frank. So it goes without saying, it gets our Oga rejection. Everybody that can drive wants to drive, get your license together and get
get your license together.
Okay.
If you spend it on what's to go that, don't be asking for lifts.
I'm telling you, bam, because I would say, especially this UK that we're fortunate, yeah. Once you pass, that's it. So what are you waiting for? Okay, I know. If you can
say once you pass,
Once you pass, that's it. You don't have to do it again in the UK. Why are you saying eyebrows? This is not the information to you.
Unless you use your license.
Well, who's planning to do that? So once you pass, you pass.
Members say, they said that as if we don't have members who have lost their license, have to do it.
I don't know anybody like that.
You have an uncle.
I don't know about that. But anyway, I'm not speaking about that. But yeah, once you pass. So get it together. I'm always a big advocate for everybody to drive. Have your independence, okay? Be independent, guys. So it goes without saying, do the needful.
Wait, but yeah, what's it called? Our license get renewed, right? We have to do it.
So.
What to say? Because I remember someone in Nigeria was like, "Oh, I'm getting my license renewed."
Yeah, but I don't really hear that conversation.
And that's what I was thinking. I was like, it made me think, am I meant to renew my license, or they just automatically do it?
I don't know.
Because mine hasn't yet expired yet, so I'm just wondering, will they just send me a new one?
Mine would expire before yours.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, would they send me a new one? I'll just wait and see what happens with you now.
I don't even look at that thing too tough, I just bring it out when I need to. I don't look at it too tough, so I don't know. Maybe you guys do know. Do we have to renew our license in the UK? I don't know about that. Yeah. But yeah. Do you have anything else to say before we close out the episode? So you could be literally driving with an expired license. I'm not doing that. I'm a law-abiding citizen. Law-abiding citizen. I'm not doing that. What's got nothing left to say. So with that being said, this has been Puffpuffandteapodcast. Hope you guys enjoyed another episode, and we look forward to seeing you lot here again with more of you next Monday, 5 p.m. right here on Puffpuffandteapodcast. But for now, we're out. Bye, guys.